the steady drip by drip news coverage worldwide. Every story began with this newspaper is closing. The second paragraph always was, and your newspaper could be next. And I just said, that's not the truth. That's not really what's happening. And, there are 11,207 daily newspapers in the world. And, the feedback that we're getting very much is that there are two types of newspapers. There are those going through a recession, which is everyone, and there are those who are impacted by debt or special circumstances or are weak newspapers going into this recession. And it's the weak that are getting cut out in this effort. And so the report really was an effort to go deeper, to go beyond the headlines, to go beyond the trivial, and get to the truth of the matter. And the truth was very different from the big industry headlines, which is the end is near. That there are two types of newspapers today. There are the weak and there are the strong. The strong were high margin, profitable businesses going into this recession. They had no debt, and they're going through difficult times, but it's scalable. Then there are the weak newspapers. They are the companies that had tremendous debt. They were low profit margin businesses going into the recession. They were number 2, number 3 newspapers in the market. And when you see the headlines today in the United States, in my country, for example, you see the Rocky Mountain News close. They were a number 2 newspaper. You see the Seattle Post-Intelligencer close, a number 2 newspaper. You see troubles at the Boston Globe and the San Francisco Chronicle. Those are companies that had union issues going into the recession, and they certainly have union issues today. And then finally, you hear companies like Tribune and CanWest in Canada that had tremendous debt entering this recession. Those are the headlines today. For the other 98% of newspapers worldwide, they are going through tough times, but it's scalable. And in fact, many of them are still profitable in this downturn. They simply are not pulling 20% margins, they're pulling 3% or 4% or 5%. And really this report was designed to sort of open the door to this reality. There are lots of business models worldwide. Everyone's hurting, but it's not too bad. We'll survive. Very consistently. We've been looking at newspapers. I do think that you're seeing sort of this wave of challenges happening. In the United States, newspapers were feeling the pain in late 2007. They were especially feeling it in mid-2008. European newspapers, notably in the United Kingdom, very much feeling it in mid to late 2008. We just got word this morning from Indonesia. Tough times for newspapers there. So it truly has circled the globe. But it still remains a fact that newspapers that entered this recession strong, did not have debt, are going to leave this strong. It still remains, though, another report we just did called Turning Danger to Opportunity looks at the fact that while newspapers are going through this recession, they entered it with a ton of cultural issues that they wanted to confront. But in good times, actually, it's more difficult to confront these. So the opportunity of the recession is to deal with the cultural issues and to accelerate change and to move toward digital, et cetera, et cetera. So I do think that newspapers realize the opportunity, and they're stepping through that door right now.